I'm Brittany Edwards, this channel is a box of chocolates, and today I will be exposing and tier ranking my toxic quarantine hobbies. It has been about a year since the solar system put Earth in time out, and I just wanted to recap on some of the hobbies that I've picked up over the time. I don't know how many of these I'm actually proud of or excited to admit, but I'm hoping that maybe someone out there has had the same experiences and we could just be soul siblings together. Number one is Zillow surfing. Zillow surfing is problematic for so many reasons. One, instead of it being a nice form of armchair traveling and escapism, it's really more so just reminding me that an $8 million mansion is not in my price range. It's a waste of my time. Zillow surfing, I feel like I did that a lot in the beginning, but I haven't really done it in a while. And so I'm gonna put that at a bit. As if spending my time surfing for homes on Zillow that I have no intention on buying wasn't problematic enough, I've taken it a step further and whipped out my Bob the Builder Zillow edition, or Handy Manny depending on which century you were born in. But anyways, I've taken out my Bob the Builder on Zillow. I started editing homes that I already don't plan to buy to make them look better in case I wanted to buy them. I even went so far as to create a 3D model of a condo that I clearly would not be able to purchase within any type of reasonable time frame. I'm out here claiming someone else's house as my own. Bob the Zillower, I honestly, I only did that 2 times, but the fact of how labor intensive it was, I feel like I should put it at way too much, but we're just gonna put it at occasionally. There is one money move that I have been making, and that is with Robinhood. No, not the Disney movie, but the actual investment app. And you're probably wondering,
wow, investments, you're so responsible. How is that a problematic thing?
I just don't think it's that healthy to be so interested in capitalism. I have an eye for the market, and I've been making some pretty good picks. My ROI is through the roof. Legally, I'm not able to give you any investment advice, but I have been making some good choices myself. That's been slightly addicting. At the end of the day, I'm certain investments are good, but because of the capitalism part of it, that's why my Robinhood investing has made the list. Robinhooding, that's an everyday thing. Like, it's several times a day. Now, to unnecessarily make another verb out of a company, I have also been Panasoning. Yes, Panasoning is a word that I made up, and it actually took me longer to come up with that clever mashup between Amazon and Pinterest than it did for me to expertly merge their logos together. That's nice, right? Anyways, Panasoning is making Pinterest boards on my Amazon through wish lists, and that is probably okay except for 2 major problems. One, it touches back to that Zillow thing of looking at things that I have no intention on buying, and number 2 is that I've been doing really disrespectful things with it, like making these aesthetic mashups that probably shouldn't exist. Like, I have a mid-century modern cottagecore board that I don't even intend to be for my main girl house, but for my side girl house. Okay, that's probably misleading. I actually like males, unfortunately. But anyways, mid-century modern cottagecore or minimalist royal core, like, that's just, they shouldn't be coexisting like that. But maybe it's like a pineapple on pizza thing, where like it shouldn't be working, but it does. Ooh, I don't know, a bit. I'm not actually in the space of 1, buying a new house, 2, actualizing these Amazon boards that I've created. I have fallen into the coping mechanism of rearranging my house more times than I'd care to admit. In just the span of 12 months, rearranging my apartment, way too much. And that's just contextual. Like, you should be rearranging your house probably once every 5 years or something, not 6 times within 1 year. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's an accurate number. Rearranging / redecorating. I'm just gonna lump those together. I'm sure it was about 6 times, including several times in one day. Another one of my toxic quarantine hobbies is breathing heavily. This is partially in relation to rearranging my house too many times, but there's also the fact that I've just been doing a lot of those Instagram live dances. And, you know, I'm sure exercise is healthy for you and everything. It's good for you, you know, do your exercise. Something about breathing heavily just don't set right with me. Like, that can't actually be good for you. It just feels wrong. So that's why it's made the list, even though, again, I'm sure exercise and heavy breathing is healthy for you. It just does not feel right. I've been having solo dance parties, Instagram live dance sessions, and then I also decided to try my hand at yoga. Yoga is a lot less relaxing than people make it sound. I thought I was just going to, you know, have some kumbaya moment, but that thing is like, gets your heart rate up. I would say that I breathe heavily, occasionally. You know what, actually, I am gonna put breathing heavily at rarely, because I did do it a lot, but I also do it rarely. Like within the span of 365 days, I don't feel like I breathed heavily as much as I should have been. So, you know, I'm just gonna put that at rarely. I do have some stairs to climb, but I don't really leave my house often. And that's kind of like breathing mediumly. You know, I don't really get very heavily all the time, but when I do, it's been a long time since I've moved like that. Probably should have kept it that way. Here's a deleted scene from this video. It would have been so nice if I could have put in the scene of my dance party to Toxic, but I'm too young for a copyright claim. This one. I mean, to be fair, this existed before quarantine, but the fact that it existed in quarantine is why it's problematic. Starting projects that I still don't finish. You know how much time I had on my hands? I still need to dispose of this human body mannequin. As far as that human body mannequin thing, basically that's for a project that I put on my to-do list about 7 months ago. There is no reason why I should have been, 1, starting these projects and not finishing them, or 2, there's no reason why I should be not self-aware enough to know which projects I should and shouldn't start in this moment. But we're all always growing. One day I'll get there. Hopefully soon. To be honest with you, I just didn't even start a lot of projects this year, and I was so completely shook by that because I had all of this free time too. I didn't have any drive to actually do any of the projects or to create anything. I would put unfinished projects as actually rarely, but they definitely occurred. I just learned from my lessons and I was like, well, we're not gonna start something else again. This is probably one of those guilty pleasure things. I made a hobby of getting bubble tea. Like, oh, the usual? And I was like, yeah, the usual. It didn't actually happen like that, but I mean, more or less, they could finish my order. They knew what I wanted. I need to take a really quick moment to apologize in case this photo has triggered anybody's trypophobia. I'm so wrong for that. Please forgive me. Bubble tea, I would say way too much. Honestly speaking, it's dipping into my Robin Hooding, but it is a little source of joy, so I think that's okay. Next is Netflix. Historically speaking, I don't watch TV, anime, streaming services, or anything like that. So this was definitely a hobby that I took up during quarantine, and it's not necessarily something that I'm proud of, but it is something that helps me live less under a rock, or makes the rock I live under a lot smaller. Anyways, it allows me a capacity to connect with people. I see the value in it, I do, but again, for me, I think it's problematic because I feel like I'm wasting time on it. That's not to say that the people that do watch it are wasting their time. It's just the way my life is set up, it feels like that for me. I've lived the majority of my life not really watching these things. Netflix, I would say quite a bit. I would technically say it's way too much compared to how little I actually watch, which is 0. You know, I'll dabble in the occasional movie, but generally speaking, my life does not include television, programming, shows, etc. Don't worry, I'm not actually putting ice cream on my pizza. I would do something chaotic and reckless like that, but that's not what this is about. This is just that I feel like I've been eating too much dairy. Dairy is delicious, don't get me wrong, but it's so not good for you in so many different ways, and I really try to reduce the amount of dairy I have so I don't drink, you know,
Regular milk?
or anything like that. But I have been having a lot of pizza and ice cream lately, and I haven't been brave enough yet to try like the oat milk ice cream. So I've just had to deal with this unpleasant situation. And then there's also the fact that some of the times I'm getting milk tea bubble tea, or sometimes it's the bubble tea with the milk cap on it, and it's way too much dairy for my liking. And dairy itself is already sinful, and then that combined with sedentarism, that combined with sedentarism, I don't even know if that's a real word. Like, I went through all of that effort just to potentially make up a word. Anyways, you know what I'm trying to say. The act of sitting down a lot. Drinking, eating, consuming dairy, and sitting down a lot. Absolutely problematic. And I need to reduce, not reuse, and recycle. Anyways, I just need to reduce that behavior. Honestly, it's maybe even close to every day, but it's not. But it's really, really, really close. So yeah, that is just an uncontested way too much. Then there's also that pastime of doing things that I've seen on the internet, like emoji outfit challenges, trying to follow a cooking YouTube channel recipe, and TikTok dance challenges, of course. But I have not publicized them anywhere because I'm a lot shyer than I seem. However, I have learned the choreography for me, myself, and I just to know that I know it. But sometimes I just realize that I have subconsciously learned the choreography and I just see myself, you know, hit a little something. Okay, but yeah, so that was something that I feel like doing things I've seen on the internet is somewhere at around way too much, just because somebody has said to me, you know, they see me as someone who creates more than they consume, and I feel like I've been consuming a lot, I mean literally and figuratively, over the past year, and I just don't think that whole monkey see, monkey do culture is it, but it has served its purpose over the last 365 plus however many other days I procrastinated before uploading this video. Anyways, the fact is that that served its purpose. That's not really my style or my thing, but I saw myself doing it a lot, and I would probably rank that at a quite a bit. Occasionally doing things I saw on the internet, occasionally, yeah. Last but not least, perhaps the most toxic of quarantine hobbies is comparing myself to other YouTubers, because some things are just not making sense. We all know so many reasons why this is problematic, but the biggest one is that you just, generally speaking in life, you can't compare yourself to people, because what's for someone might not be for you, and if it is for you, just might not be for you yet. According to my pattern, I am supposed to blow up as a YouTube icon, so lock in your position now. You can say you were here from the beginning. And I think I have been getting better at reducing and, you know, just focusing on me and my flow and not comparing, but it's hard to not, you know, just browse and see someone's views, their subscribers. But anyways, it's wrong, it's bad, it's terrible, and I am working on becoming a better person. As far as comparing myself to other YouTubers, I would say occasionally, because sometimes I'm just trying to get a gauge of views your channel should have in order to expect how many subscribers, versus how does this person have this many subscribers and they only have this many views on their video, or their channel only has this many views. Like, that is more so me comparing myself. The other one, I'm just doing some field research, you know, like that's different. That's not as bad, right?